Welcome back, friends. On to our debate 3. China is increasing its belligerence in India's neighborhood. Foxed by the Modi government policies that have made relations with our immediate neighbors stronger and more resilient, China has opened its book of dirty tricks, from buying out corrupt leaders to pontificating and even using arm-twisting tactics. From Pakistan to Sri Lanka to Maldives and Bhutan and now even Nepal. This, as the Chinese delegation lectured Nepali politicians on how to chart their foreign policy, especially with respect to India and the United States. We are going to get you a lowdown on that from Kathmandu, with guys joining in from New Delhi and Beijing, of course. Have a look at what has happened and then I come back.
A belligerent China cornering tiny Nepal. Speak who we tell you to, says Sun Haiyan, the Vice Minister of China's International Liaison Department. Haiyan, backed by China's Communist Party, wants relations with India and US to be minimized. The remarks were made at a conference in Kathmandu between Nepali and Chinese representatives. This even as a pro-China government in Maldives has heeded the advice given to Kathmandu and suffering as such.
We may be small, but that doesn't give you the license to bully us. Shukriya.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says, bring it on.
We should say, okay, global politics is a competitive game. You do your best, I will do my best. So, it cannot be. Today, China is a major economy. It will deploy resources. It will try and shape things in China's way. Why should we expect otherwise?
China is brazenly asserting itself on small nations in India's neighborhood. How should India respond? Let's debate.
We are going to be joined in by Sushant Sareen. He's a senior fellow of ORF. He's going to be joining us from New Delhi. The Beijing view is going to come from Ina Tanjan, and he's a political affairs commentator. He would be joining us live from Beijing. And I would want to begin with my friend Anil Giri. He's a senior journalist with the Kathmandu Post. He's joining us live from Kathmandu just in a bit. And basically, the debate is engendered by a development that took place in Nepal yesterday, in Kathmandu, where a Chinese Communist Party delegation led by their leader Sun Haiyan met with leaderships of many of these political parties in Nepal and sort of lectured them on what their foreign policy should be, particularly vis-a-vis India and United States. In fact, all the guests have joined me. There was some audio issue, I think. So let me go to Kathmandu first for the Nepal view. Very good evening, Anil Giri, and thanks for joining us on this broadcast. I actually spotted your story on the manner in which Sun Haiyan was speaking to Nepali leaders and in public, and that's what caught my attention. So I thought, let's try to understand what the Chinese are up to in our backyard, and that's why we are having this conversation. Anil Giri, if you can tell us, what was this meeting about? Why had this Chinese delegation come? And given the tone and tonality, how was the delegation received by the Nepali leaders with whom they interacted?
So thank you, Abhishek ji. Are you listening to me right now?
Yes, you're clear. Please go ahead.
Thank you. So probably this is the 15th or 16th delegation from China in last 1 year. So the Chinese the numbers of Chinese are, the delegation in Kathmandu has been very, sharply increased after the China lifted the COVID restrictions. So, and several CPC leaders and the provincial party leaders have visited Kathmandu, and so many other leaders from Nepali Communist Party, UML, and the Maoists, they have also visited to China. So there is the frequency of visit between Nepal and China have been increased in the year 2023, and that we have also seen the similar kind of things in 2024 also. But this particular visit is something interesting that Chinese never used to speak like in a public in that way, that they have vented their ire, their frustration, particularly two three things. Basically, I was in the that political party consultation meeting. This is the first time that Chinese, they asked all the second rank leader of major political party representing the Nepali parliament and discuss the issue of their concerns, like why BRI is not implementing in Nepal, or why BRI project is getting delayed, why there is a kind of perception or the kind of narrative in Kathmandu about the BRI, that BRI is a debt trap. So Chinese ambassador, he tried to clarify that no, BRI is not a debt trap, uh, because it's so many countries have taken assistance from BRI, and no country have been stuck any kind of debt trap. The second thing is that they have also expressed concern over some of the delays over the projects that have undertaken by the Chinese. There are several media reports in Kathmandu in Nepali media about the Chinese projects are not getting up to the mark, or they are not making progress, desired progress in Nepal. So that is also their concerns, and they are also trying to there is also a concern in that some powers or some countries, particularly they didn't name any country, India or US, but we can easily sense that it must be India and US. Their allegation was directed to India and the US, that some countries are trying to create a misinformation and disinformation about our relation with Nepal. So this was quite kind of
Right.
blunt kind of a statement that's been made in Kathmandu.
Right.
And for the first time publicly, the CPC leader made this kind of, allegation to the Nepali, political party, because there were, political party leaders from
Right.
major political parties of Nepal. Hmm.
Right.